teacher has serged the edge and put this overlock stitch along your seam allowance and cut off the extra fabric, you need to turn your pillowcase right side out. So put your hands to the inside, and to meet standards you need to have right angles at the top of your pillowcase. So push it around and press with your finger. And if you want to use a tool like your seam gauge ruler, it has a nice point turner in here, and you can push this with your seam gauge ruler to poke it out and try and get it to a right angle. Okay, and then press the other side as well. Okay, and this side turned out very nicely. Okay, so you can see then what you need to do is you need to press this seam, and you want to make very sure that you don't get the seam pushed down and the fabric like that. That will make your pillowcase smaller. So you need to pull this seam all the way out to the edge and press it across the top like this. So we're going to start on the top side and just push this up. And then this is your final pressing for your pillowcase. So I'm going to see if I can push that one more time. And so you also want to take time now, before you turn it in for a grade, that you have pressed it very nicely. And so any wrinkles that are left on your pillowcase fabric or from the embroidery hoop, now is the time to iron those out as well. And I just kind of use my fingers like this to roll it. And press that seam so that you can see the seam right at the very edge of the fabric. You can kind of see the seam is right there at the edge. And just keep going across. Pull it up like that. And get as close to the edge as you can. Okay, and hold it there. Then come down and do the same thing on the side seam as well. So I'm going to turn the pillowcase around so you can see the side seam. And you can see we did a pretty good job of matching. The top of the trim should be to meet standard at the same level on the front. Here the back is a tiny bit longer, but that's still within the meet standard range. So aim to make sure that you measure carefully so that it'll turn out like this at the end. Okay, and then start pressing, and then just pull your seam out to the very edge. Kind of finger press as you go. Okay, and then this would be the time to smooth out any wrinkles in your pillowcase. And it's okay to iron right across the top of your lettering. And there you have the completed pillowcase. And there's your completed project.